A Valley mom of 7 stuck inside a Mexican lockup tonight. Yanita Maldonado is being held in Nogales facing drug charges her family says are trumped up. ABC 15's Navita Fergani just spoke with the family.
Yeah, Navita, what's their next step?
Well, Chris and Stephanie, they actually just left this home. They're headed to Nogales, where they've been called in as witnesses. That hearing is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. They're going to tell a judge that Yanita Maldonado is absolutely innocent. They're going to show text messages and proof that she was actually at her aunt's funeral and not pushing drugs for the cartel.
It was awesome to see her. Even though I couldn't give her a hug, her smile brought a lot of joy to me.
A smile Anna Soto thought she'd never be able to see again.
I cried and cried.
She rushed down to Mexico hoping to see her mother, Yanita Maldonado.
I was in shock. When I got the phone call, I was at work, so, I couldn't believe it. I had to, take a couple minutes for myself.
Yanita and her husband, Gary, were on their way back from a funeral in Mexico when the bus they were on stopped at a Mexican checkpoint in Hermosillo.
Everybody was asked to get off the bus.
It seemed like a routine search, but then Mexican authorities singled out Yanita and her husband after finding drugs on the bus.
But they claimed that they were strapped to my son's seat.
After first arresting Gary, Mexican authorities decided to take in Yanita instead, making claims the drugs were hers.
I'm 100% positive that she's innocent. She wouldn't have anything to do with illegal activities of any kind.
Prosecutors told Gary if he paid off the judge, his wife would be set free.
He first started out at $3,500, the lawyer, and then they said that's not enough, the prosecutor. And then they went to $5,000. And then he told them that that's all my son could afford, is $5,000. And they says, well, we'll think about it, and we'll let you know the next day at 10 o'clock.
But Gary never heard back, later finding out that his wife had been transferred to a prison in Nogales.
She told me, she's like, be strong, I'm okay, I'm gonna get out soon, I promise. I feel like I'm in a nightmare, in a movie. And I can't wake up.
And the earliest this nightmare could come to an end is later this week. And a judge granted Yanita an extension, so she has until Friday to plead her case, provide the judge with all the evidence she can find. And a judge, the latest we'll hear from a judge is by 6 p.m. on Friday. We could hear from him earlier, but if a judge does decide to rule against Yanita, she could spend the next 6 months in prison while police investigate her case. Stephanie and Chris?
Wow. Navita, what about the U.S. Embassy or maybe even the Mexican consulate? Are they doing anything to help?
Well, guys, she is a U.S. citizen. She's been a U.S. citizen for the last 17 years. So both the Mexican consulate and the U.S. Embassy are both involved in this case. Also, Senator Jeff Flake did reach out to the family. He's trying to help get her out of prison as soon as possible.
Wow.
Back to you.
To be continued.
Navita, thank you.